Michael DeBella, and you're listening to FlashCast by PDB. And today it gives me great pleasure to have my son, Ali DeBella, on the show. Welcome, Ali.
Hello.
He's now 12 years old. He hasn't been on for a little while. And this new concept that they've been talking about tweens. So I want to explore for the listeners, what goes on in the mind of a 12-year-old? And it'd be good for me too also as the parent to get a better understanding into my son. But hopefully we have some golden nuggets come out that he can share with parents that might be listening. So further ado, Ali, tell me, what's the number one thing on your mind right now?
The number one thing on my mind is about tests coming up at the end of term 1.
So you've just started high school, grade 7. How are you finding it?
I'm finding it okay. It's a big change, but eventually you will adapt to it.
What's the biggest thing that changes in the transition?
I used to have to get to know at least, at most 5 teachers in the prep school. But in the senior school, I have to know about 10, their roles to play, their personalities.
It's fantastic. So you're learning, obviously, more about people, and we always talk about being in the people business. So you're learning what's the standout? Obviously, you have to meet and get along with more people. What else are you learning? What other lessons have come out of it?
Obviously, I'm learning. Churchy has a special course that is a learning course on how to learn. I didn't think it was that big of a deal on how to learn. Usually I'd cram, maybe do a bit of flashcards at the end when the test's about to come up.
But now it's more structured?
Yeah, in ALT, which is what they call it, we're studying a book called Atomic Habits. It's popular.
One of my favourites, Atomic Habits, yes.
Yeah, an example that we were given was if that a plane was flying to Los Angeles and it was 1 degree off course, it'd end up in New York, which basically means that you don't take shortcuts, even if they're very minor. Great
message, isn't it? And they also talk about, 1% every day, totals?
If I remember exactly, 37.78%.
Over a year.
Yeah.
It's very precise. I only remember 1% every day means 37% a year. Atomic Habits, if you haven't got it, amazing book. So it's great that teaching grade 7ers about this book. It's something I highly recommend. And I only read it late last year. So for the listeners, Atomic Habits, great for adults, great for kids. And obviously, Ali, you're getting a lot out of that book and the system. Tell me, what's it like meeting all the different personalities of the teachers?
Oh, well, grade 7, they're very welcoming, but they're just starting to solid up now because there's more detentions and red signatures, which is our punishment system, flying around.
So they obviously try to balance up teaching you guys more skills, learning more, giving more work, but also keep the discipline, and management. How are you finding the other students? They're very welcoming?
There's a lot of new students. Our last year's cohort in grade 6 was about 135 people. Now there's 245.
And that's also learning new personalities. What's that teaching you?
That's teaching me all the sides about a human, what can go on in the mind of a 12-year-old, I guess, because every 12-year-old's different, but I've also figured out a lot of similarities in between us. How we all think we need to study, but we don't end up studying because we're very good procrastinators at 12 years old.
Is that just a fancy term to say you're trying to wing it? Because I can assure you the winging it runs out and the planning needs to start. But the one thing that I always compliment you about, and something I encourage parents to look out for in their children, is being conscientious. The one thing I can say about Ali at 12 years old and our daughter Annika, 14, they're both very conscientious students, which means we don't have to tell them to study. We don't have to tell them to get organised. We're very fortunate and feel blessed, and hopefully that keeps up. But it is something to me that's a bit of a secret ingredient, is the children need to be conscientious. It's something that kept coming up on my report card that was great, that I was conscientious. And I had to be. I was a son of migrants. My parents didn't speak English very well. I didn't have studious parents that could help me, so I had to be organised, prepared, conscientious, and that's part of, encouraging children to ask questions. And Ali and I had that discussion just this morning. Ask questions when you need to, don't guess. So, be brave, use your voice, and ask questions. But congratulations, Ali. Conscientiousness is one of your top strengths, which is awesome. Tell me, on a personal level, obviously a lot going on work-wise and school-wise, and your work is obviously school. What's happening with Hobbies? Because I know you love stuff outside of school. What's happened there? Explain to the listeners what you've done with Hobbies and how you prioritise that.
Being a kid's all about taking advantage of when your parents pay for extra hobbies that you want to embrace. Extra hobbies could be something such as soccer. It could be cultural. It could be anything you want to learn. If you have such a desire to learn everything about it, then no matter what it is, it can't be.
It's a passion, right? We say if you're truly passionate about something, you'll keep doing it over and over. You won't quit, yeah?
Yeah.
So what are you doing outside of school? Obviously I know, but for the listeners, what are you doing that you enjoy?
I'm doing soccer, a bit of clarinet, mostly extra schoolwork to keep me ahead.
With a study group and debating?
Yeah.
Obviously debating as well.
Debating's fun. I feel like the core essence of debating is mostly just a conversation. Whenever I'm structuring a point in debating, I tell myself, how would this work in a normal conversation if I brought that up after someone said it blank? Would it work?
It's a great point. So you're learning good things from debating. And it also allows us to have you channel your arguments instead of mum and dad. You channel it towards debating, which is also a very good outlet for us. But no, obviously you love that. And tell me about Thunderball.
Thunderball, I didn't think I'd get much out of it, but I'm learning how to kick, to punch more efficiently. There's a new thing called a kick out, which is you keep trading kicks until the other person's exhausted, the other person's on the ground.
Jeez. So it's very physical. And tell me, what else are you learning with Coach Ian? So Ian Powerhouse Jacobs, one of the world's best, 3-time world champion, champion guy, teaching you lots of life skills, not just obviously physical stuff. But what else is he teaching you?
How to stay away from people that you don't feel comfortable with, how to exit a conversation.
That's awesome. So he's teaching you obviously about stranger danger. He's teaching you about, how to use your voice, also about breathing, posture.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
I was very blessed and I've gotten a bit of compliments on it before. I have a chest that's very broad, of which I've been told. I don't personally agree with it, but...
Well, you do. We took you for your uniform and the lady was very impressed when she was fitting you for your shirts and your blazer, made compliments about your broad shoulders and big chest. And I tell you, in life, as you grow up, like Dad, broad shoulders is good so that you can take all those nasty comments that will happen from time to time. Broad shoulders, solid shoulders, good thing. All jokes aside. But yes, no, you've gotten very broad, and as you get taller, obviously the training helps with that and the breathing. But what else does it help with?
It helps. Exercising's very positive. It makes you feel good, not only physically but emotionally. Helps with a mental state of mind, which is a third of why I like exercise and having a strict routine of when to do it.
Yeah, no, well, that's good. You've been doing well. Now, last, we'll finish on this. Tell me about family. What are you doing to spend time with your sister, your mum and your dad? Because remember, we talk about personal, professional, and family. We've touched on you. We've touched on school. Now, what about family? What's important to you right now as a 12-year-old?
I enjoy watching movies, spending time with family. Me and my mum want to watch a movie called Uncharted. It's a brand new movie. It's very cool. But I think the little things, I'd rather have a bunch of little things, to do a bunch of little things with family every second day than to just do something huge, like a huge, massive party every month.
Quality over quantity?
Yeah, quality. Actually, that doesn't work for all of it, because I'd rather watch a movie once a week with family over having a party every month and not being that social with family.
Okay, and dinners obviously together and all the
Yeah.
rest, all the good stuff that COVID's brought. We do dinners together, we cook, we clean together, and obviously we're still teaching you all the house chores. So you do very good, obviously helping with washing and dishwasher, etc., etc. Let's finish on this. Quick fire question. Favourite food right now?
My favourite food, I've obviously been brought up in that culture, but it might be pasta.
Favourite colour?
My favourite colour is black.
Favourite car?
My favourite car would obviously, like any other 12-year-old kid, is a Lamborghini.
Favourite parent, mum or dad?
That's a controversial topic.
Nah, you don't have to answer that one. Ali, always a pleasure. Love you heaps. Great to see you growing up. Hopefully that shares some great insights to the listeners, but also it's a great memory, if nothing else, for me and your mum and yourself to have as you're growing up to capture these moments. Very proud of you. Love you heaps. Final words? You want to do the closing? You've been listening to...
You've been listening to FlashCast by PDP.
This is Ali DeBella and Phil DeBella signing off for now. Till next time, be
the best you can be.
Hi, this is Phil DeBella, and if you don't know already, in 2022 May, I'll be putting the dancing shoes on with my daughter Annika for Dancing CEOs Queensland. She can dance and I can't, but the journey's going to be fun. And we're doing it all for a great cause. So Dancing CEOs has been around for a long time here in Brisbane. It's an amazing organisation and charity event. They raised over $500,000 this year, and I look forward to it in 2022. If you can give $5, $500, $5,000, whatever you can would be great to support a great cause. It goes to Women's Legal Services Queensland, who make sure that women and children that are affected by domestic violence are looked after. So a great cause, 100% tax deducted, no admin fees, which is something that we love about it. 100% of your donation goes to helping those that need it. So support Arnica, support myself, and support Dancing CEOs. The link is provided below. Please give what you can.